Alright guys, there's so much to cover. I was going to do one video with a bunch of different stocks, but there's a lot to cover with PTN and Ritter and OBMP and the stock madness, which we're doing, which is looking good. And we're going to talk about that one tomorrow for sure. I looked into some of those stocks, especially Kinder Morgan, and kind of decided what I would want to do with that stock personally. And it's something I would invest into. So I'll probably talk about that tomorrow as well. However, today I want to talk about PTN right now because there's so much going on with this company. Of course, all this information is currently coming out with these stocks. So Palatine Technology has this medication called Vilesi, which is the hypoactive sexual desire disorder treatment, which is on demand. It's an injection. You give it to yourself 1 hour before, basically. And it's for premenopausal women. The studies have all been concluded. The FDA had asked for one more phase 1 study, which the company already did and turned in. So the date that we're looking for on that one is June 23rd, which is right around the corner. It's coming up already, and that's the PDUFA date, and that will let us know if this gets approved, which really it should. There's so much evidence out there that this is a safe medication, and so hopefully it will get approved. Now, upon approval, then AMAG Pharmaceuticals is going to pay Palatine Technologies $60 million if it gets approved that day. So that's going to be great. Now, Palatine already has partners in United States, which is the AMAG. It also has partners in China, and it also has partners in South Korea. It's currently looking for even more partners throughout so that it can kind of increase its production in different parts of the world and sales in different parts of the world. In Europe, it needs one more phase 3 study, I believe, for approval there. So they would, if they need an extra phase 3 study, I guess they'll just do it after all of this is approved and the money starts rolling in from this one. They also have other things that are really exciting for this company. So it's on phase 2 treatments for ulcerative colitis. It's kind of like the same molecule they're using, the melanocortin molecule. However, they're using it for different things. So now they're studying phase 2 ulcerative colitis and inflammatory bowel disease as well. And so if that's effective also, that may be a few years down the road that would get approved for something like that. It's also on phase 2 studies for uveitis, which is eye disorder, which if that works as well, then that would be fantastic. The company also states that they have a eye drop they have developed for dry eyes. Those clinical studies wouldn't start until 2020, however. The other study that they've been talking about for a long time now is now a phase 2 study that will probably start this year for heart failure with people with preserved ejection fraction. So their heart still works good, but they do have heart failure. And that would be sometime later this year, I would hope. They said first half of 2019, which is first half is kind of finishing up pretty quick here. So hopefully that's around the corner. Now, what I personally am going to do, currently the price is $1.42. I think I bought in like at 50 some cents on this stock. So bought early on this one. But what I would do is, in my opinion, is this. I would go on ahead and wait for the approval. I'm going to see how high this stock goes. I'm hoping that it hits $4 to $5. At that time, I would sell. And then this is a company that I'm going to keep a very close eye on because I believe that usually things get approved, then you have to see, even though this is a good medication, you have to see how well it's received by the doctors, how well they're prescribing these medications, how much it's being used. And after the first 6 months to a year, you're gonna have an idea if this medication is really going to take off, something like Viagra took off. And if that's the case, then it's probably a good idea to get back into the company if it takes off and it does great. And then the other studies are still phase 2 and another there's 3 or 4 phase 2 studies that they're going to be doing soon, and then some other clinical studies for the dry eyes. Now, from experience now, that means it's going to be a few years down the road, maybe 3 years, 4 years, or more, depending how their funding is, how many partners they have to help them out with these things, and how successful these phase 2 studies are, and to see how far along that's going to be down the road. So my assumption is, if for some reason this drug that's being approved doesn't hit very well, then these studies are going to take a little longer, and it may be down the road that then it's a good idea to invest back into Palatine Technologies. But at this time, I'm looking forward to kind of hopefully sell and make some profit off of this company at this time. It's been a very good company, and I'm hoping that we could keep on investing into this company in the future, which I will then, 6 months or 9 months down the road, I will see how they're doing with this drug, see if it's really selling, and then invest back into it. So that's what is up on PTN, Palatine Technologies. I really like this company. They've done great. They've moved rather fast and efficient, unlike some of the other companies that I'll probably be talking about, which is BPMX, Biopharmix, and Ritter as well. And Ritter, there's great news with Ritter as well, so I'm going to be talking about that one next as well. So all of you guys that have invested into PTN, congratulations, and let's hope that we get good news next month. And for those that may want to still invest into it, of course, I am not a stock analyst. This is just a hobby of mine that I do. And for those that are going to invest into it, maybe there's still a lot of profit to be made if this medication gets approved next month. Good luck to everybody, guys. I'll talk to you soon, probably next video on Ritter, and then we'll move on to OBMP or something else.